Alright, I think we're cool. And I want to keep playing the game. What we're attempting to do here is specific manipulation. Because I need to be able to get by here without getting the password, which they won't let you do. But if I manipulate the NPC enough, I can just push her in and then jump over her. And I don't have to get the password anymore. The password's not exactly like this giant obstacle. I just have to go to another town here and talk to some people. But that's not going to be faster than what I just did, obviously, even though I messed up. And so that was thought to be TAS only, and Catclaw, among many things he did, was made it personable, let's say. Every time you do pass by him, he will give you that spiel, and there will be one more time after this. So you'd lose a little time there too, but again, it's still faster than dealing things. So again, like the idea is resetting, manipulating, and then performing certain movements. Lady, please, dude. You in a hurry? I'm in a hurry, thank you. Let me fix the audio then, too. Let me know now. I think it should be the same now. Cool. So I'll just kind of go back to it then. Normally you're supposed to go a little bit out of your way. I mean, it'd be a little extreme to say it was this big chore, but you do have to go to another town and talk to someone else to get the password, and that takes some time. So after loading on a specific frame and performing specific movements, I hugged the old man for a while, went into the wrong tube 14 times, then I followed the lady as she went into the tube, and she moved left, and I kind of pushed her into the NPC and jumped over her. Then I'm able to basically just jump over her, and jump over the NPC rather. So I can't really go anywhere else, technically I'm trapped. And you can just bypass it completely. So we basically got the plan, we met some of the team, and how's my inventory looking? Probably pretty bad. Let's move that up. And we gotta go to the Floatlands. So we're gonna take a big rocket, I guess it's a rocket belt or something, over to this floating island here. And we're gonna make one quick pit stop here to get elixirs. Elixirs are the godsend of this game. They can revive you from death, they'll heal you to full regardless of what that is, and they'll heal status effects as well. So they're pretty freaking awesome. The bad news is, just based on the game, your limit for any item is 9. And it would sure make my life a lot less stressful if you could have more. And you can't just buy like a second stack or third stack or whatever either. You are just stuck with those 9. And you really have to work around that. Because again, like I said, later bosses, even though it seems like my robots are awesome, they're not that awesome, and I could still die. And so you need items like that still, 100%. So one of the other masters are here. Her name's Maitreya, and she captured one of our friends, Faye. I guess I skipped over a lot, didn't I? In the beginning, some kids come after you. They're Faye and Dion. They're all grown up now, and they're all like cool warriors and stuff. I have Dion in my party right now, and we're off to go rescue Faye from this floating island where Maitreya is at, one of the masters. I messed up. That's the old way. We need the new way. And so the plan is to get some parts as well. So really there's a lot going on right now. And I have some specific manipulation. I should be getting an ambush right here. And what I want from this ambush is for Sharon to get petrified. And it is legitimate manipulation, so she is going to get targeted. And they're going to cast fire on my mice, which are strong to fire anyway. And that's that. That's all there is to it. Sharon is at this point useless. And petrifying mostly only saves a bit of time from the beginning of the last boss battle, which I'll explain later. But it also helps ever so slightly for ambushes, because the game's gonna check every character level and then decide, hey, are you getting ambushed or not? And what's interesting about that is that it will not check the levels of anyone petrified. So it just gives me slightly, and I want to say slightly better odds of, if I do get into encounter, that it's not an ambush. And I also don't have to go through her dialogue or anything either, so that's nice. Alright, so here we're in Maitreya's tower, which is very straightforward. This is floor 2. I do need to keep count a little bit, so there'll be that happening. But literally the whole layout, I mean, chests might be in different places. This is floor 3. But it's just a circular tower that you're going around and around. I want to say like 9, 10 floors or something like that. This is 4. And the reason I'm counting is because here floor 5 requires a re-enter, as well as floor 8. And the reason we go left is because the treasure chest is never going to be in the way for the first 8 or 9 floors. So I don't have to do any funky walking or try to remember, what different turn I make on this floor versus this other floor. It's just nice and easy. You could zigzag if you wanted, but I'm trying to take the straightest and longest lines possible. I guess longest lines possible, you can only walk. I was supposed to re-enter this floor, so we might get an encounter, but it's one floor, it's not a big deal. And here we fight a monster and we both fall over the rail, and he finds the door and runs into Maitreya, who has, or rather sent off Faye to the other dimension. And you're like, what are we gonna do? So you do have to climb back up. It's just one extra floor, it's no big deal. And then you're gonna fall on a secret door as well. Secret door, okay. Hidden door, okay, my mistake. There's a lot of things in Glitchless you wouldn't see that I'm doing. It's cool. I actually do enjoy it. It really is just like as different as you can get, really. And it looks like she beat up Dion, so you're gonna have to take her out without him. She does come with minions, but remember I bought tear gas, so tear gas is gonna help us take care of this quickly. Older strats called for 2 spellcasters to use exit on the minions, because you can't actually kill the minions in one hit. But as it turns out, AoE can just take out everybody, and you can still damage the boss. Rip audio sync, awesome. How bad is it? So it's there and it's just off sync? It's not low anymore, right? I mean, I'll just have to refresh it anyway. Like, it's not an audio gone thing this time, it's just a desync. Come on, man. I'm gonna assume it's still the same, but let me know. And then I'll just redo it again if I have to. Yeah, it's probably not even possible to tell, really, until I do, like, menu stuff or fight or something. So again here, since I never got the password, I gotta deal with him again, but oh well. Still faster. So what we're gonna do here is we got the X-Plane, and we got a remote for my ship, and we got a radio to talk to the dude, so that was the whole plan. Get up there to that island, grab some stuff for the ship, beat up Maitreya, call it a day, and we were hoping to save Faye in the middle of it, but they sent her to the other dimension, so we're gonna go travel in our ship to that. Unfortunately, it kind of owns the ship, and you actually have no way to get back, so you're stuck here. What we're gonna do is make a pit stop to this town that's kind of been owned by cats, I guess. And we're gonna make a little, I mean, I guess it's a secret, maybe not, I don't know. We've got some catnip here, no problem. And those cats or whatever are all up in this dungeon, and they block your way. And so what the catnip's gonna allow us to do is kind of incapacitate them. And now, even though they'll physically be in my way, I won't have to waste any time fighting them. So he's in my way, but because he's catnipped, I'm just gonna push him out of the way. And then we're gonna get to our next boss, which is Fenrir, which is probably one of the first bosses that dishes out a lot of damage. Now, it shouldn't be an issue, but chances are I'll have to throw a couple elixirs. And he ambushed me. And she's confused. I don't care. Let's just go. Red flashing's probably a Chrome thing. Do let me know if the audio desync is still stupid. Because we're in a fight now, it's probably easier for you to tell. So as you can see, decent amount of damage he can throw out. And he does have a fair amount of HP, so I do have to sit here for, I think, like at least 8 turns, possibly more. He's being particularly mean right now, though, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, so as you can see, he's definitely pumping out the damage. There shouldn't be any one ability he one-shots me with, and it looks like he's defending this turn anyway. So that's a little bit of a freebie there. But kind of take this and put it on a grander scale for some of the last bosses, and you can imagine what I'm gonna go through to beat the game. Yeah, let's risk it. There's only one attack you can use to kill him. And he died anyway. So there's another, like, name drop there, if you can imagine. And again, like, just names just seem to come out of nowhere. So he throws out the name Jupaya, or however you pronounce it, and he thinks you're him, even though he apparently kicked his butt, rather, and you're just like, huh? And then someone in chat someday was like, isn't that your dad? And I'm like, I don't know, dude. So maybe it's your dad, maybe that's why he thinks you're him. And now you're probably worried about it, but it's not like it's ever really brought up too much. That's unfortunate, because I literally got this encounter and ambush on the tile I was going to save to continue manipulation. Like, the potential for this game to have, like, this epic time-traveling interdimensional storyline is, like, all there. But, like, not a whole lot's really filled in. So here's Faye. We're breaking her out of jail, basically. Cat jail, I guess? I don't know. And she's explaining they took her because apparently she has an affinity for mystic swords. So she's our new guest right now, and I gotta say, Faye's she's probably my favorite one. She's not the strongest. Of course, as you get more and more of them, they get stronger and stronger, but she's probably my favorite. Give a quick heal here. Petrification is like basically the only thing that's permanent in this game. Even death isn't. They'll always revive with 1 HP after the battle. We have no one capable of living or casting, really. Cure B, which is a great spell, but, I mean, A can use it, but she's not going to survive, so we're going to be rolling here with no AoE healing for the most part. And then this is probably our biggest armor shopping spree here. This is some new stuff, so I may be doing it a bit slower. Double checking my inventory because it is rather packed at this point, but I do need all that stuff. This was always a weird manipulation. You gotta start in like a specific part of the shop. I messed up. So I should be holding left, not down. And then walk out of there. Very bizarre. You'd be surprised, like, how much little things matter in manipulation. So, like, what armor shop I'm in. Even though they're all the same, what shop I'm in matters. Like, what tile I enter a dungeon matters. The amount of damage tiles I take matters. It's very interesting. So now we're on the hunt for the sages. We're definitely gonna save one sage, because you kinda have to. But I can't promise any more than that. And because I didn't make certain stops I would have made in a previous route, I am going to take the time to grab this missile. Normally, you'd go out of your way later on to get the laser. But that's not happening. I'm not going to that town at all. So we will lose on a little bit of damage there. But as it stands, the weapon that's already on my ship is pretty awful, so you want at least one upgrade. So here's Guha. Got a lot of mouths. I tried to run. I'm dumb. Luckily my mice are immune to poison, so now his poison isn't really... nice crit. That helps. The fact that I lost an entire turn. This fight used to be fairly bad, because you used to use all of your characters. And so, having everybody poisoned just lost you so much time. I'm liking these crits. I kinda wish it didn't come at the expense of losing an entire turn, but, you know. Beggars can't really be choosers. Otherwise, he's pretty tame, to be honest. He used to be terrible because he'd use a lot of AoE, but at this point, it's not really a big deal. I guess I'll cure you again. Actually, I should have attacked. That's alright. And the good news is that everybody is strong against fire, except for Faye, but whatever. That was a clutch heal, actually. The timing, the fact that she went after the boss worked out nicely. So while he's probably the first of, like, what feels like an HP sponge, he's not very dangerous, at least. And one of the items I put on was the brooch, which is protecting me from poison. I'm pretty sure it's that one. And the mice, just as part of being that robot, are just automatically strong to fire. Yeah, let's heal. What? I didn't even realize he was low on health. Whoops. That's alright. So you might have seen before, but there, when one of the mice got revived, you got revived for 1021 hit points, even though it only says 999. Wait, oh, she's confused, that's why. I'm like, why didn't she go? I believe he's defending this turn. So is Faye. That's cool. We're just gonna go for it. We've done plenty of damage. He should be close to dead. Yeah. We don't need you, Faye. We don't need you. So we kind of went from robots beat up the boss and nothing else matters to robots beat up the boss, but you kind of have to watch your health here and there. And then I think after one more boss, all of that's gonna change. Everything's gonna matter now. So we rescued a sage. He's in our ship. He kind of provides an item shop for our ship too, but we're not really gonna use it. But we also got the Durand, which is one of the 4 mystic swords that do good damage to your enemies. We're gonna get 2 of them. That's the first. And here, I hope, without too much effort, I'm gonna show you something that I never knew existed. Even if it takes longer than it should. I'm gonna save just in case. So you get an immediate boss fight with the Hawk, but the Hawk has a very interesting exploit, I guess. So I'm gonna hit him with an ice one. I'm gonna have everybody parry. And I'm also gonna use the guard mechanic as well. The guard mechanic is very strong, and exactly like how it is in Mystic Quest, where if you defend someone, like, they don't take the hit, you do. And that's gonna help ensure that A survive that first turn. And I'm hoping for something very specific now. So the deal is this. The Hawk has this ability called Swallow, and it can either be single target or party-wide. And he'll do damage, and then he'll heal some. So what you're looking for is not that. That actually really sucks. I was hoping for the party-wide one. But it's okay. You saw the guard, how good the guard is, though, right there, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Satirax already got it. I'm, like, trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing. But, so we're gonna damage him a little bit. Oh my god, please stop. And if he trolls you, this strat is not faster at all. But the idea is I hit him for 42, so he has some damage he can heal. And if he uses Swallow on the whole party, he's gonna heal, thank you, more than HP than he needs. And for whatever reason, that does this, which is hilarious. So especially if you get really, really good luck, that fight can go by really fast. And honestly, as bad as that was probably still faster than fighting him the old-fashioned way, because he has a lot of HP. So that's a long boss, and that you felt like was probably pretty bad luck. It was probably still faster, and pretty hilarious. So yeah, again, you just have him heal way more than he needs, and for whatever reason, he just dies. And it's pretty funny. Here we have puzzles, rock puzzles. So here in this dungeon, you're basically trying to stop the flow of water from this place that's like flooding the immediate area, so you can go ahead and do other stuff. And there's 3 of these you gotta do that. So that's one. Oh. Yeah, it's unfortunate that it was found for a glitchless run, because obviously that owned him. I completely messed that up, but we'll see what happens. But as this is any percent, I'm more than happy to use it. God damn it. Why does this keep... Oh, I guess it's when I... Okay. I'm in an ambush anyway. I'll refresh it. I've never had these cap problems before, but I've also never used OBS Studio before today. I really don't know. It'd be easy for me to blame OBS Studio. Maybe that's not fair, but I don't know. I do apologize for all of these problems. It's not my aim to dwell on it, so I'm not. Not really my annoyance that I'm worried about. It's like probably a crappy watching experience, you know? So I do apologize for that. But over the last month, I was streaming this a lot, and I had never had those problems with the same technology. The only thing that's legitimately different is OBS Studio. So it feels easy to blame, and I don't really know what's going on, obviously. Otherwise, there's really not much to this dungeon. Again, it starts off with a boss that's pretty difficult, but, you know, when you're doing the any percent route, I mean, it just takes a while. You're not in danger of dying by any stretch of the imagination. And with this strategy, yeah, hopefully you get some sweet luck. We're gonna call our ship over. And let's make sure to heal our people up. We're gonna manipulate some more. So this is such a short distance, you probably like are shaking your head at me, like, hey, why would you take the time to reset and manipulate? The thing is that even if you don't get ambushed, encounters take forever in the Talon, because you start off with the Talon attacking the enemies before you do, and it's just like such a slow and long animation. It's pretty rough. So to me, it's absolutely worth it to do so. And then our ship gets jacked here. I guess he's a boss. Not really. As long as no one like misses and he doesn't defend or anything, it's an easy return. And remember, these levels basically mean nothing, mostly, just because my stacks are maxed out from items. Although it may help for encounters, but that's kind of about it. And so we just lost the Talon, which is pretty crappy. Luckily, we happened upon this place called Talonburg, and as it turns out, they have another Talon. No problem. And somehow, well, I guess it's not somehow, I guess technically, even though our ship got put all the units out and are now putting in this one, I guess that's what it's supposed to be. And so we're left without a ship for like, you know, a minute or something like that. And they have some units too. So the hover is going to allow us to fly faster and over some specific terrain. And then the shield's going to make sure the ship cannot get into encounters. So that's pretty cool. What we're going to do now is not go to this place. We are going to go to this place. And just like King Arthur, exactly like King Arthur, we're going to pull the sword out of the stone. And that's what Faye is here for. She can pull the Excalibur for some reason, because she's the best. And then we're going to come here and just stock up on some items. And we may as well stay at the inn too while we're at it. Make sure we're full on elixirs. And then we want to buy some tents. Tents do exactly what you think they'll do. They'll restore, like it's basically like an inn. The good news about the tent is that you can use it literally anywhere. You don't have to be anywhere specific. So that's cool. And then we got another glitch coming up. Which sets it apart from the glitch list. So right now, there you go. This whole island has a barrier, and you have to like sneak through some of the dungeons to get through. But what I'm gonna do is try to enter and then try to go back to my person at the same time, like that. And I'm gonna leave the ship, and it's gonna park me right there. And so all that content I would have had to do, I don't actually have to do anymore. I need to make sure I remember some equipping. Hopefully I'll do that next time. Now, of all the places to manipulate, this is definitely one of the best places because, especially for any percent. In other places, you'd lose time to ambushes, which of course is rough. But here, there are just completely unrunnable encounters at the level you're at least. And you spend forever just trying to fight them. And even with stuff like Excalibur and stuff, it takes forever to kill them. And so the first time I ever came here with manipulation versus not, I saved like 8 minutes or something ridiculous. Just because. So as far as tech is concerned, yeah, exactly. You know, there's not necessarily a crap ton, but, or as far as glitches, rather, we do a money glitch, we do that force field glitch, we do the Dahak thing, which you don't even have to do, really, because you can just fight him instead. And that's about it as far as glitched versus not glitched. But of course, because you have those glitches, your route's going to be entirely different. Alright, so here's a great fight. I mean, here's an encounter that I'm probably going to get ambushed on. Okay, nice. See, and it pulled me to the cutscene. Like, you can get encounters on triggers, dude. It's insane. So, there's 3 bosses left. This one, and then 2 in the last dungeon. And I have no healing, especially in this one. Really what I'm banking on is just really, not really good luck, like decent luck, but also just like being very intelligent about what I'm trying to do, and not getting ambushed would also help, but it is what it is. I want you to pay attention to how much damage he does per white spell, and how much HP I have, and then understand like just how cool and dangerous this boss fight is. I'll show you how much HP I have. Boom. I have exactly enough HP to tank 3 whites. And so this is literally routed out for you to run out of elixirs and be almost dead by the time you kill him, dude. Obviously, the more he does stone gas, the better off I am. But otherwise, you basically follow a trend. Most turns, it seems, he uses white, so you're kind of routed based off that. Stone Gas is basically a free turn. Otherwise, I can survive 3 whites before I have to heal. It's routed down to 1 HP. Yeah. You got it. Now, Acid does throw a little bit of a wrinkle in because it does more damage, so I'm gonna have to heal that guy a little bit sooner. So that's basically the worst one. But it is what it is. $10.21 is what I have. And so with 3 whites, he does $10.20. Yeah, so obviously, I can't be petrified, and that's just the best thing you could possibly do. Not only is it faster, but it's completely safe. Yeah, so this is nice, this is nice. And you can almost bet on it happening, like, a little bit. So again, for the most part, like, you're pretty safe. It would take some, like, epic bad luck for this fight to, like, kill you. But the few times that I've done it, like, twice, it's always, like, felt tense, because, like, I will have, like, just ran out of elixirs and died or something. But that was a really good fight, to be honest. I can't have more than 10-21 right now, but you can have absolutely more than 999, and you'll never know until, like, a situation like this. You do have to grab this chest. I found that out the hard way some time ago. And that's it. So we're gonna do some pit stops real quick. Actually, maybe just like one. Like, I do need elixirs. You have to have elixirs. But we're ready to do this thing. And we're gonna be off to the final dungeon. Okay, let's go ahead and tent up. Where are my tents? Tents, where are you? And let's do this thing. So again, to kind of get used to how sensitive counter manipulation is, it's not just about making sure your walk is perfect. I actually, like, how many of these damage tiles I walk over is also completely routed in. If I had skipped one of those squares right there, because you could, I'd get an encounter. Like, where you enter certain spots matters. It all changes, like, I would assume, like, a round value or RAM values. They all have to kind of line up for you to make sure you skip these encounters. And I guess apparently, if you enter certain different things, they have different values. I hadn't done the research myself, but someone else did. Morgan's kind of the catalyst, I guess. He's the one that sends you back in time, kind of just plan in motion. He's got a team that you kind of beat here and there, like Quaker or Quacer and some other guy, and I don't even know. Who even knows? Jupaya and all that stuff. There's a really tender moment right here where apparently you discover your dad died, but his brain is powering the Talon 2. And it's like, cool! And then move on. Like, I feel like it defines this game's story. It's just like, there's so much epic stuff going on. Okay, next one. No explanations, no details. So, like, for example, like, if that's a healing tile, that'd be nice, but it ruins the manipulation. Well, it's not, I mean, I don't care, I have tents now, but, like, it does ruin the manipulation. Like, if I'd enter this castle on the left instead of the right, changes the manipulation. Very interesting. Very robust, very sensitive. See? supposed to be able to manipulate all the way to this switch, which is fine. And then this is just another one of those places, like the beginning of Chaos Castle, where it's like, maybe you get through, easy, maybe you don't, and you get a bunch of fishes. It is what it is. Our last chests are going to be ribbons. There's 3 in this dungeon, and since I'm really only going to be rocking 3 characters, that's all I need. There's also a 4th in another dungeon, which in the previous route I would do. Otherwise, we're basically right here at the end. And we'll see how the last 2 bosses treat me, because they will be stressful. I messed up before I accidentally went down. I'm supposed to hit 2 of those damage tiles, not 1. What's funny is that most of these manipulations aren't new. I've done them a million times, but it is what it is. I also don't gap as much, so there's that. I'm happy to do it. That's the cost. I'm happy to do it. People kind of feel sometimes that Legend 3 might be a step back in gameplay, and, you know, I kind of get it, but certainly the music is top-notch, for sure. Alright. So Valor can be tough. He can be okay also. And the main thing here that I really want to do, like really, is try to save all of my elixirs. So that's basically the worst thing you can see. So what you have to do with these next 2 fights is you kind of have to ride that line because you don't have a lot of resources, so you can't really afford to turtle up. But obviously you can't just have everybody dying too, so you really got to try to find that right mix of attacking as much as possible. And trying to keep your guys up and not using elixirs, so it can be a little scary. You absolutely make liberal use of guard, because so now that I'm guarding, basically it ensures that one of them's gonna survive, and not both of them are gonna die, depending on what he does. So you're gonna be seeing this kind of stuff a lot for the next 2 bosses here. DK Virus is pretty great. It's basically a free turn because everyone's protected from status effects. And we're gonna follow this strategy for the rest of the game, basically. That's unfortunate, but that's okay. It's still pretty stable. I would just say it's going a little slow, because I haven't gotten a lot of turns with both mice, unfortunately. But it's all good. Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. That's not the worst thing ever. We have no choice but to use an elixir there. I got really lucky there that he single targeted instead. That was really nice. Let's do this. That should keep me pretty stable here. Well, I'd still use you to guard just in case. I'll play it a little bit safe. That's definitely something I can't chance nearly as much, though, on Zagor, though. But for now, we're fine. What's really unfortunate right now is that he's outspeeding everybody, which is not actually common. Both of my rats should be going before he does, but I don't really know why that's not happening. Okay, DK Virus is definitely good. That will help stabilize things a little bit. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we're pretty good here. Finally can get a turn off with both guys attacking. Or not. Dead? No, he's not dead. Okay, that's perfectly good, actually. Oh, wow, dude. That was perfectly fine, except that he crit. That really sucks. Wow, okay. Dude, that's awesome. That could have been bad, unless I wanted to, like, waste an elixir or two. But thankfully, it's all good. So, just imagine that fight. In circumstances where his ability to kill is higher. And yeah, that's what we're looking at. I really debated a lot about doing old route versus this route. And I practiced it a lot, and I had a lot more success than failure, so there's that. I don't know what happened here, but whatever. But I just felt like this was a better watch in general. So first you're gonna go with Saul, who I forgot to mention actually is one of your major characters too. He's like really important to the story, and I guess like super all-powerful and is basically like Jesus or Zeus. But you don't get to know like a ton more about him, and Zagor's trying to like possess him. In my scenario, he's faster, unfortunately. He goes before me way more than Balor ever does. So this fight's exponentially more dangerous for this route at the very least. I haven't been keeping track, so I'm just gonna defend one more turn. So that's why Zagor is trying to possess him basically to like get his power. So you have to kill him in hopes that prevents Zagor from doing anything. You have to deplete his HP pool, but you have to do it in one round is what they don't tell you. Which you can't possibly do for quite a while, so you just parry for a bunch of turns until his HP pool diminishes to the point where you can kill him in one round. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. He goes first way more often. So anyway, we're here. This fight's gonna be really tense if things don't go my way. He always barriers first turn, so you're free to beat him up, and he's defending. But again, you saw he went before I did, and that's gonna be unfortunately way too common. the song is definitely super epic. And then the Talon joins you as well. You do have to get the missile because the cannon actually does 0 to him. And 150 doesn't seem useful, but the Talon's gonna attack every turn no matter what, so he may as well do some damage. If I'm gonna lose time to animation, then like, we may as well just have So this is definitely a promising start so far, but this is not a short fight, so it could turn again and again and again. Who knows? But so far so good. Really the only thing I just never want to see is Flare. And then especially not Flare twice in a row. And then especially not Flare twice in a row where he goes first. I see. We'll live. So this is fine. It's recoverable. Unless he goes really, really fast. Then things start to be a little different. I don't really know what I should do here. Yeah. I see. We might already have to start this over. I guess that was just a mistake. Well, that's going a little far. We have plenty of elixirs for it. Wow. This is the kind of stuff that's just bad, like really, really freaking bad. Okay, elixir yourself. You can Look how often he's going first, dude. He has like 48,000 HP. Okay. This is okay. This is a decent recovery for sure. Again, like, you want as many turns like this as you can. Just getting 2 hits. Him getting healed... Morgan curing first definitely helped a lot right there. Okay, that's fine. At least he was already low health. And I'll end up curing SaGa instead. So that's not terrible. Let's go ahead and use an elixir. The flare is... You just never want to see this. Always bad news. No. I don't know if I can really get away with that. Okay. Wow! Oh my god. Stop with the flares, please. He's dead. That helps. Everybody's at full, though. Okay, we can have a rare turn where everybody can do some damage. His mouth's opening basically negates his barriers, so some of his immunities just aren't there anymore. It is RNG as to when it opens. I've seen it open very early and very late. The fact that he defended and opened his mouth means it's more on the early side. Whereas when he opens late, he typically hits you and then opens his mouth on the same turn. The good news is that getting a decent amount of turns with both guys hitting, so that's definitely a good thing. Let's see that. I think he should live. Oh, never mind. Okay. I can live with that. No! Shit! That's bad. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's pretty bad. It's not like he doesn't need healing, but he's not the one who really needs the healing. That's kind of crappy. Alright, what are we gonna do here? I guess we can spend a turn guarding, just to make sure he lives. Yeah. Good call. Alright, I'll take that. That was a tad risky, but we're at the point where resources are gonna matter a lot, and I have to get the hits in. I have to. Let's double attack again for sure. Okay. Bad. Nice. Nice. That was definitely a situation that could have ended up bad, but we just killed him instead. Beautiful. Kind of goes to show you what the new route's capable of, and I want to say that Cat Claw's grind is like 5 to 9 minutes slower than like someone like me or Magus would even want, so it's definitely improvable. But this route's really good. It does get scary right at the very end, but you get to skip 2 RNG segments as far as farms. Obviously the bosses are still RNG, yeah, this route's really good. Very scary, but very good. And I'm definitely plenty happy getting 156 in the marathon. Unfortunately, it came with lots of audio errors, but it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Yeah, mercifully, it's over, right? Let's go ahead and check the follow list and see what's going on. I want to find a target before I start jabbering. Okay, I've got a target in mind. All right, so probably no need to sit here through the whole ending, so I'll just go ahead and talk about stuff now. Um, First and foremost, talking about the game. When I first came into it, I really had just Poxnor, who was like not talking to anybody. Was long since retired or whatever on his break, and I had Baku, but Japanese and NA SaGa 3 are not the same, so it wasn't really helpful. So as I was trying to like beat my head through Legend 3, a guy came along named Cat Claw. His name has come up a lot, and rightfully so. I never even knew who he was, and he just messaged me one day. Um, nice. I mean, we're at the end. I don't think there's any need to refresh it. So, and he didn't even say anything in the message. It was literally just a YouTube list, and I'm like, what the hell? And I looked at it, and it was all the encounter manipulations. So that, all the times people are getting now, me, El Magus, whoever wants to pick up this game, have a lot to do with the work he's put in. So I definitely want to give a shout out to him, even if it's been a little overdone. I kind of feel the need to. So there's that. From there, I hope y'all enjoyed SaGa 2016. It's the first marathon I've ever organized myself. Obviously, I had help, which I'll get to in a moment. But yeah, and it's been an experience. An experience I'm not sure I want to go through again, but I'll have to think about it like weeks later. But it's been good enough. I had fun enough. I want to give thanks to first Tonic, Dusler, and El Magus for helping me out, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I want to thank Puexel for giving me access to the channel, of course. And I want to thank the runners who helped make this possible. That's Tonic, Dusler, of course, HD Elder, Chaos Twitch, Falcon Punch. Did I say DMC Aether? He's there too. For helping me put this on and, being willing to put the runs in. So that's cool. Dusler made the layout. If you hate the font, it's his fault. So yell at him. But thanks to him for that. And thanks to Star of Violence as well for helping us out with his RTMP server and troubleshooting it for us. And that's really all there is to say to it. SaGa, they're cool games. Not a lot of people know them or like them, but they're cool games. And the only thing I had in mind was to just make sure that people who run these games on the regular got to showcase in front of at least a little bit of a bigger audience. Because they deserve the attention, for sure. It started off as a joke. I started running this game, and I think Tonic would just come in and say crap like SaGa 2016. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But then it actually happened. I actually wanted to make it happen. As far as SaGa 2017, I don't know. Maybe there will be enough interest regardless, so that maybe it'll happen regardless of if I do anything with it or not. But I guess that's my filler, but quote unquote. In the meantime, SaGa 2016 had its hiccups, as I guess first time events do. But I think it was a lot of fun. So I hope you guys and gals enjoyed it a lot. And let me bring up the raid target here, and we'll get you guys going. So as far as games that are popular, but maybe kind of more cult popular, there's a little race going on, but I've decided to specifically choose this person. Just because I'm not sure that if they're as well known as some of the others. So we'll go ahead and go there. And yeah, just one last thanks if I didn't do it already. Thanks to Puexel and RPG Limit Break for allowing us to host this here. And then before I forget, also thanks to Tifa for changing FFZ follow for me almost every time. Anyway, we're gonna go here. And yeah, I can't thank you all enough again for watching. I hope you had fun. I know despite the hiccups, we did too. And we'll see you again. Have a good night.